Ekibambulire ekindi kyabagwireku omwiga namwamba gwona bwe gwawagwiza ni gulumba amayumba era nga webyawerere nga abantu abasinga balekebwa ngezera webege kaluba bino n'ebindi ku ebyo ebintu ebiri kusinga okuba nga ate byewuniikiriza abantu wabula nga ate ni mu bisaawe ebyendawulo waneeno mu iwanga ebindi ku ebyo ebiri kuvanga mu akaboola okuyingira mu ndyango ey'eiwanga by'obulambuzi era nga bino n'ebindi ku bintu ebiri kusinga okuba nga ate bikosebwa wabula ate nine mawulire agandi gali kulaganga Uganda bwejire mu maiso okugemera olukalu lwa Africa kati mu kuwuta enguli ekintu ekiri kumalanga bwino obulamu obw'abana Uganda era nga wano wetulina okuba nga ate tusinzira okwekuba mu tooki tutegere wawene awali kuvanga obuzibu badada baife nabayinza okuba nga bali ku ebizibu nti batulekera omuzi ogw'okuwuta enguli ibula mirimo neriri kuva ku abantu okuba nga ate benigira mu kuwuta enguli nandiki n'ebibuuzo abantu bye tulina okuba nga ate tuweebuuza programu ganga mukaba Philip Bamuteze ninze ndiwo nakukoba nti buli lwe dinawera nga saawa 2 okutuukira irala saawa 3 tulijja kuba nga ate tulingirira akanomero akakatale wetukutuukiza ku ebintu ebyendawulo ebirijja mu maiso mu butale obwendawulo osobola okutegeera kikyene woyinza okuba nga ate ogula ebintu byolina okukozesa mu bulamu bwa bulido bizinensi oba nandi byamatano byonna byonna tulina okuba nga ate tubiringirira olwaleero Philip Bamuteze nize ntira okuba mu bitundu ebye Kampala nga nkutuusa ku bice ebirifa mu butale wabula nga ate munange Anton Palapande n'abawalere mu bitundu ebyeidinda nga tugerangeranya emiwendo nga bwejemerere mu butale obwendawulo leero titujire mu katale ntitujire kukutuusa ku bice ebiriyo wabula tukyaziza omuntu mu studio nga twenda kwogera ku bintu bya butale obutale esaawa eno tulingirira ebisaawe ebyendawulo tulingirira abatunda enana tulingirira abatunda obutungulu tulingirira abali mu byamataka twalingirira abali mu bintu ebyendawulo wabula nga ate ebintu ku ebyo byetubaye nga tusinga okubuusa amaiso n'ekintu ekyobulambuzi ngera guno gwona mulimu era ebintu bingi abantu bye balina okuba nga ate byetanira okuba nga ate bajja mu maiso n'okukyusa obulamu bwaibwe ndino undi kubakulu oba abakulira kampani edikola okutambuza abantu n'okubatwala mu bifo ebyokulambula ebyendawulo nga ndijja musaba mukaire kano abenga atatula musaku era atweyandulire sebo tusangaire okukubona baba
abali kutubona ku Baba TV mwasuze mutya basebo ni banyabo n'abakulira Baba TV nyanzo omukisa amaina nize Bone Kagaba nga vile mu kitongole kya Likana Safaris Uganda tutambuza abantu nga boyogeire tuli mu tourism sector kubona nti tusobola okugaita ekitundu ekyamaanyi eno ku iwanga lya Uganda nga tusobola okukobera abantu abali eyabateedanga ku Uganda kuido tukyalira kubabonye ku makula ga Uganda n'okutuwa ku ssente sebo nsanwike ino okuba wano era kyamukisa
tulijja tandikira wena oboni atuchidi nti Uganda n'ensikwedo omukama Katonda dayagerekera n'ebyobulambuzi ebyendawulo aye abantu tibaidi bichi byene biri mu Uganda ebirambulibwa mu Uganda omuntu bichi byalina okulingirira okulambula
Uganda era nga abali kutubona bakitegeera nsi eri mu kitundu kya bugwanduba oba mu East Africa buvanduba obwa ekitundu kya Africa era nga iwanga lyetoololebwa amawanga agandi aye tina ekyo kyonka Uganda nsi erina omusana ogwako obulungi Uganda erina embeera ey'obwire ennungi Uganda erina abantu abalungi Uganda n'ensi mwosobola ofuna emmere esinga bulungi mu nsi yonna yonna era the best pineapple in the whole world is in Uganda and the best weather. Aiti nebyo byonka ebidefininga. Mwida mu Uganda tusobola okutundira ebintu kyewalese up to almost 75% Uganda is diverse in terms of biodiversity. Tulina ebirime, ebisimbe, tulina ebisolo. Omuntu byasobola okwida n'atasanga mu nsi yonna yonna. So katinga eri ekitongole bakyeta UNESCO kivaayo kyakolagana ne government okugazetinga ebintu bino okubona nti bya mutindo abantu basobola okwida babirambula. So mu Uganda tulina omukisa nti tulina over 10 national parks. Paka nichi paka n'ebintu bye bataire government byeta mu kiketezo oba byeteekateeka okuba nti ebisolo bibaamu ebinoni bibaamu ate byaba nga bisobola okusikiriza abantu okubaawo. Bwedda mu Uganda osobola okyalira Murchison Falls National Park. It's one of the, actually it's the largest national park we have in the whole country. Lina bw'ojja Murchison osobola okubona what we call the big five. So when we invite you in Uganda, osobola okubona rhino, kuziwa rhino sanctuary, osobola okubona lions, osobola okubona elephant, osobola okubona leopard, osobola okubona ebintu oti nebyo. So and you can find it on the same itinerary. Era osobola okujja Murchison still wabona the strongest falls in the whole world, which is the Murchison Falls. So eyo eri ndala. Twaba ni Kidepo Valley National Park eri mu bitundu by'e Karamoja. Twaba ni Queen Elizabeth National Park kuwulira ngo ekwogera ku Kasese. Twaba ni Lake Mburo National Park. Twaba ni Sempaya National Park. Twaba ni Mountain Elgon National Park. Twaba ni Bwindi Impenetrable National Park. And of course Bwindi gives us the best seller because Uganda n'ensi yonka munsi yona actually tulina ebitundu 5 ku buli 100 okuba tulina kye tweta mountain gorillas oba ebisodde oba amalike ebizike bikyewaliise ebizike mu Uganda.
Ebitundu 5 ku buli 10 mu Uganda or in the whole world?
In the whole world, Uganda is
Uganda
home.
takes 50%. So the remaining countries share the remaining 50%.
Exactly, you can imagine.
So is this one of the things every single kusikiriza abantu okuvenda okwida mu Uganda okujja okulambula ebintu bino?
Of course, I would say of course yes. Kubanga kati omuntu waida mu Uganda ali sure okubona families that gorillas nga diri walala to over 19 members of the family. Tosobola kyagana wandi. So, but of course that's now in the national park, but also national parks. If you're taking an itinerary to Uganda, you can see birds. Uganda is the paradise, is the birding paradise in the whole world. We have almost 11% of the total bird species in the whole world. Omuntu abe touched into Uganda to lwaki also to that a concentration of bird species. We are in the migratory route. Right now, Europe is becoming. They are in summer right now. So ebinoni ebisinga binzoba biri kujja kuburuka kwirayo. Yes. But as Europe becomes a bit cold, era bitambula byaida ku bizinga bya Uganda and they end up in one of the parks. Tulina ni Chibale Forest National Park as well. Mbenera birojo ogera where you can go and see a concentration of chimpanzee side the Chibale ngoli Fort Portal. So kati Uganda ebyo byonka biri mu binoni, bisolo, n'emiti.
Mukwogera okobye nti national parks are things or areas government degazetting okukumira mu ebisolo n'ebinoni. Is it only government that has a mandate of creating these national parks? I mean parks, not national parks but parks. Can't an individual come out and set his or her own kind of a park?
Yes, actually niwe Philip Bamuteze sobola okolayo maybe Bamuteze sanctuary nga owaziwa rhino ziwa oli mamba mweta ziwa yakola ziwa rhino sanctuary okukola habituation rhinos abantu bali badita when osobola obayo n'ettaka government yedda yabona, but of course government has a regulator which is Uganda Wildlife Authority. Yakubona yakoba nti era tulina game reserves ningi, tulina ni sanctuary ningi no mu Uganda then tasobola kumena wano. Era Uganda woboige Uganda and as we are positioning Uganda as the best tourism destination ojali ngirira diversity of culture of people. Uganda is one of the most diverse countries in the whole world. Chona oyino kitegera nti boyda mu Uganda osobola kwagana close to 54 tribes mu Uganda speaking different languages with different cultures. Ekyo kyonka kireta abalambuzi nti ojja kujja Karamoja, you see how the Karamojongs, the way of life, how they live, how they do everything. Abaganda, the food they eat, how they dance, how they behave. Abasoga, Abanyankole, Abatoro, Abachiga, and that one alone. There are people that are just interested in the way of life and culture.
Ndine chintu ekisingo kunewunisa. Mu Uganda, who is a tourist? Should we only consider people coming from abroad to be the tourists, or even the locals can be taken to be tourists? Because bw'owulira abantu abasinga okwogera bakoba nti abantu abava kuliya okwidagana n'okulambula balijalambula tribe balijalambula. Who is a tourist in Uganda?
Thank you so much, Philip. Ngankalija kukibuuza ekyo also. Kankumalira ekintu ekindi tulina ensozi, mountains. You can hike Mountain Rwenzori, Mountain Elgon and Mountain Moroto, Mufumbira, Muhavura, so many mountains where you can do activities and you actually find. And then also the freshwater bodies, Lake Victoria, River Nile. Actually, you can do many things on the Nile. I think abana Uganda oba omuntu yena nasobola olowooza ku mulambuzi nti nani, because in 1970s twali tulina the common 3 C's and the common 3 T's. Common 3 C's as export twali tulina coffee, cotton and copper. Then common 3 T's twali tulina tea, tourism and tobacco. Era President Obote, may he so rest in peace, was how do we position Uganda to the external world? Of course, because of the diversity that we have a very common, okay, we can open up to tourism as well to bring in money. So tourism didn't start yesterday. Kati endowooza y'abantu mindset education okutegeera omulambuzi nani ndowooza obwongo bwe bwajjainaawo ayina abalambuzi tulina kye tweta domestic tourists oba abali mu nsi yaffe. Omulambuzi nani? Omulambuzi naasobola okuwandiika itinerary gy'ajja otambuliraku, ajje awumuleku, ajje aboneku ebintu ebindi byatabonangaku okusobola okutegeera ensi bwetambula. So lwaki tulowooleza ino nti omulambuzi maybe aviirenda okwidda wano? Maybe the way we position Uganda. Yeah? Because when you look at a country like, for example, Kenya, Kenyans, they tour their country. But you may find that almost 90% of Ugandans, they don't know their own country.
Nani alemererwa promoting kino?
Alemererwa promoting tourism.
Abali mu mulimo gw'okutambuza n'okupromoting oba okupushinga tourism, is it the government, is it the individuals who has not played his role?
I think there is lack of concerted effort in everybody. I would say government, yes, but also anyway, Philip, you're supposed to promote Uganda as a tour destination. Abantu ba family yo, when do you plan? Because tuli myezi mukaaga, do you plan at the end of the year you take them to maybe to Murchison Falls to take a game drive and also to I know TDO is over wabayoku. But nze ndowooza nti if we want to grow as a country also, nife bena abana Uganda, do we know what we have first of all?
Do we interest the locals to do tourism?
Yes, I've seen the Ministry of Tourism and Uganda Tourism Board by na campaign jebeta Explore Uganda, babaire North, Explore the West, which are very good campaigns. And if I think, if that's the strategy, if we go like that for the next 10 years, and we lack consistency, Philip, you may find that those things again next time, they will not be budgeted for and planned for. But me, on your question, we the Ugandans, I don't want to talk about government because government may seem far from me. Government is me. We really need to work hard to promote Uganda by communicating better what's in Uganda. Like look at Kasese. People jumped on the communication to start to do citizen journalism, what's happening in the country. That way, you are not promoting Uganda. There are things that happen in your country which are far better than terrorism.
But fact has to be told.
Fact has to be told, but there are people that are responsible, especially in such insurgencies, because you know very well that Uganda is an economy which is full of foreign investors. If you just report like that, you're talking about ISIS, you're talking about ADF the way you want, people are bringing in capital here. They have just read the budget, people are positioning themselves to invest. So if it's okay to report, to inform people, but how are you doing it? Then those that find a mouthpiece, if government has a spokesperson, if defense has a spokesperson, if Baba you have a communication platform like this, if someone other than just doing like that, nijja kubuza bulango bumeka obwa individual kubibanda byebwe bya Facebook obubifanana ebirungi about Kampala, about the sunrise and sunset about this country, niba be posting about the rest of the world to see. So nze ndowooza nti obuzibu naawo aye okupromoting Uganda kirijaba it's individual, then later government, because it has to fund most of the strategies as well.
Bonnie, it's so absurd nti abantu abasinga mu Uganda we are these low income earners, the biggest percentage. They are the low income earners who would so much love to go on touring different places, but then when it comes to charges, you want to charge me, a local person who is going to tour Uganda, the same fare with a person coming from abroad. Is that the case?
No.
What are the charges?
Philip, tourism, actually my small experience I would say in tourism so far is that we charge according to your budget. there is no tourist that comes here without a budget. Even for the locals. Actually, if you're really so passionate about traveling and touring about your country, draw a budget for it, draw a plan for it. Okobenti, next year, just do next year. Ugandans want to travel and they want to go tomorrow, Saturday.
Next week.
Yes, and they don't have money for it. And by the way, the marginal propensity also to consume in this country should be checked. Abasada saving. People travel on savings. Because why? Because the activities you're going to do there, probably they are leisure activities.
And commercial to them.
Exactly. So kati amulambuzi gwobo navile, for example, mu US or mu Europe ngali kufuna itinerary to come here for 21 days. I have trips that are running and I have some trips that are booked on 21 days. Can you imagine? The whole of August we are fully booked, the whole of September and partly July. You may find that omulambuzi ajja kuida wano in Uganda for not less than 10 days. That person has been saving for the last 3 years to come to a destination Uganda, called Uganda, to see mountain gorillas.
To spend 10 days.
To spend 10 days.
But of course, their income is different from ours. You want
me to... income levels doko byeda abantu. So if it's not that you charge exorbitantly, send the world charges
like you're doing.
Yeah. No. But you look, we have packages. We have budget packages. We have mid-range, and we also have luxury. Ugandans want to go into a luxury tour, yet their budget is budget actually. There's what we call budget. Budget is when you can probably do things according to, in a frugal way. Yeah. Abiranti, he wants to go to Murchison Falls National Park and he spends a night at Chobe Safari Lodge, at Para Safari Lodge, at Nairo Safari. Those are, I'm not saying, but these are luxury kind of places where you sleep for a night at $1,000 US, for example. So, but someone already are planning Grecho at a family for 6 days. So let's look into our budget. If you want to tour, you take your personal car to Murchison Falls. You reach there, Osange Motoka Daua, and you do a game drive as well.
How often is this information disseminated to the public?
Auntie, Ugandans TBID, Philip, we have a challenge in this country of communication and information. Chobobona, by dark misquoting when you try to come out and speak certain things. That's why I sometimes feel, I don't like to speak politics, because yes, I have a political
ambition,
inclination over my way of thinking, orientation in terms of politics. But you don't, if you speak, abantu by dark
perception.
Yes, exactly. But this is what I tell Ugandans, if you want to go and see the beauty. And Philip, we are talking about marketing Uganda and communicating to Uganda. You can't communicate what you don't know. No, so many Ugandans have been to Kabale at Bunyonyi to see how Lake Bunyonyi is in terms of diversity, what activities you can do in Bunyonyi. But I really pay attention actually and respect to the local tour operators that are trying also to promote domestic tourism. During COVID-19, tourism, airlines, hotel, those were the most hard hit sectors. So we started rethinking. I remember in Indonesia, Bali, we had the World Tourism Day and they were talking about rethinking tourism. Why? How can we position even our destinations for local consumption? Yeah? So, Nzendo Ozanti, if we do the following, let's go back to schools. You need to talk about the best crater, the types of crater lakes and also where they are. We need to talk about the types of primates that we have. We need to talk about culture. We need to talk about the navigable islands that we have in Uganda. We need to talk about city tourism. We need to talk about faith-based tourism. Close to almost 2 million people visited Namugongo. On how many days? Maybe in the period of 2 days, because the hype was so much on 3 days. First, second, and third. And people, I stay in Chaliwajala. I can tell you the kind of business that boomed in Chaliwajala. That's what we are talking about. People came and spent money. They bought chicken. They did what they, So how can people of Namugongo, Chaliwajala, Chira position themselves for every 3rd May? And even how can we innovatively redesign Namugongo as a product, as a tourism product to attract many people? Kenyans came, Nigerians came.
South
Africa came. So for me, it's a personal thing, Buriomu, and also I would implore you, thank you Baba TV for actually putting Uganda there, you know, communicating well Uganda. That's what we need. Not just jumping on things, abantu communicating as if we don't know.
Before Bonnie, tuli kujja kubanga ate tulingirira ebintu bino wamanga. Tulina tourism erina budget jefuna embalirira y'omwaka bwebanga esomebwa. Tulina tourism erina okusoomozebwa okwendawulo okw'ebitamu. Tulina Uganda erina ebintu ng'otoyire ku ebifo ebyobulambuuzi. Bino n'ebindi ku bintu bye tulijja okubanga ate tulingirira nga tuviire mu kuwumula okutono kuti kwe tulijja tusooke tutoolewo MP ya Bakama baife olwo nituwire tova ku Baba TV kanomero ka katale program ganga muka.
Eno ni ganga muka ku Baba TV. Eno ni Baba TV obusoga bulayire.
Buyogera nyaffe Uganda ku Radio Africa tolemwa kumwenya olwaka mwenyumwenyu akajjudde abanywanyi. Embeera y'obudde yatukolako mukwano n'obutonde obutubeezaawo ne butusobozesa buli omu okubeerawo mu ngeri ye kuba ffenna tuli banjawulo ne mu ngeri gye tukwasaganyamu emirimu gyaffe. Naye ekitugatta ne tufuuka omuntu omu bwe buwoomyo buva mu kyokunywa ekyaleeruya jingatte drink n'aleeruya tamarin drink eddekende erikumala ennyonta ate nga wejjanjaba omubiri gwo. Ekyokunywa kino kye kitegeera emibiri gyaffe kuba kya butonde 100 ku 100. Woomerwa ekyokunywa kirimu omubisi gw'enkooge Alleluia tamarin drink n'Alleluia jingatte drink bikolebwa ba Alleluia Reflexology Healthy Solution and Nutritional Research Center Limited. Weefunira ekyokunywa kya Alleluia leero okuva ku maduuka wonna. Bakubire ku noti 393 24 15 6
Olususu lw'omwana wange lwetaaga endabirira eyeesigika. Kyenva mmonaaza kyogero vitamin E soap ate ne mmusiiga kyogero vitamin E pink jelly okusobola okukuuma olususu lwe nga lulamu. Omwana wange n'anyirira ne yeeyagala n'abeera musanyufu buli kaseera. Ate ne famire yange nayo tukozesa kyogero products. Y'ensonga lwaki tunyirira. Abazadde tukozesa kyogero products omuli cocoa butter jelly and soap, aloe vera jelly and soap ne non-perfumed jelly. Clean your skin ng'okozesa kyogero products. Asangibwa mu maduuka ne supermarkets okwetooloola eggwanga lyonna.
Buli kumakya nzukuka n'essanyu.
Ku Rose Farm nebakanga mu majja.
Lunaku lupya biloto bipya. Rose Farm akyusiza obulamu bwange.
Mama nebakanga mulungi muwangazi gwakolebwa n'obukugu obukyasinze.
Tukwaniriza mu family yaffe y'emifaliso gya Rose Farm. Muno mwe muli buli kika ky'omufaliso kyonna kye wali owulidde. Rose Farm, ensi y'ebirooto ebirungi.
Mom, my bag is missing. Mom, my bag is empty.
But I packed some snacks in her bag.
Can you see that guy? Hey kid, I have more for you from Sam's.
Sam's offers you a wide range of snacks. Sam's, taste the difference.
Get yourself a Zuku TV decoder and satellite dish today at a low price of only 105,000 Ugandan shillings, and a Zuku decoder at only 60,000 Ugandan shillings, and enjoy your favorite movies, series, kids entertainment, music, local and international news, and lots more. Enjoy amazing packages like Zuku Smart, Zuku Smart Plus, Zuku Classic, Zuku Premium, and Zuku Asia. Get connected today. Zuku, life got better.
It is in our passion. It is in our achievements. It is in our architecture and our heritage. It is in the way we nurture and innovate. Imagine if everything we learned led to the one job you have always wanted. The journey isn't always easy, but with the right support, we can succeed and be anything we put our minds to. We come from diverse backgrounds, united by a single purpose, improving our lives through intrication and achieving more than you dreamt possible. Lubega Institute of Nursing and Health Professionals.
Interviews for July 2023 will start on 14th July.
For more information, please call 0772 460 130. Lubega Institute of Health Professionals. Enter to learn, go forth to serve.
July kome bila abiri mwezi tu Ugembe Stadium ekibuga kya Baba FM ne Baba TV omuli abayimbi bonna. Saundi bongo tadombo ya matumbo amatalambila siachera mbimbola security dungu mbalo bamba tamadumbo kumtwalo gumo hata mitwalo komi VIP Chunda cha Baba FM ne Baba TV chikeddwa mu center munana automobiles abakusako tukutukuza Tigers omulembe Masa Grain Milling Company abakolengano ya Blue Ribbon Kabala University Jinja Campus Sema Water Dalton Phone Center Dr. Rashid Sechide Bajak Glass Matter and Aluminium Works Baluni Power Center Nile All Nile Shoppers Ice Flavored Gin and Viv Pineapple Gin Jinja Vocation Training Center Chitafo Coral Coatings Limited Mukono YMCA Kalila Solar Center Neutral Herbal Life Infantasy Loge Paco Investment Plus Fukang Healthcare International Institute of Health Sciences Upendo Alcoholic Kombucha Drink HHH Tuna Kubanje Kobe Nubili Julai Kobe Bile Blue Setu Ugembe Stadium.
Enoni Baba TV obusoga bulayire. Eno ni gangamka ku Baba TV.
Baba TV obusoga bulayire tukagira irala mu maiso ni program ya ife ganga mukanga tuli mukanomero akakatale ona kolwalero nkukobye nti tulijja kubanga ate tulingirira ekintu ekyobulambuzi titwenze kujja mu kisaawe eyo ba mu field kubanga ate twogera n'abantu bano wabula nenze omuntu tumuleetera irala mu studio atwongera okuyitaanya ensonga iwoli eyo ng'olikwenda kubanga ate ojja mu byokulambula oyidi ebifo walina okujja okulambula ye biti by'olijja okulambula biti by'oyenda okuba nabyo ng'okalijja kulambula sente imeka de wandyetaze okuba ng'olina ddo era n'ebizibu by'oyinza okuba nga ate osuubira kuba bino n'ebintu ebindi bye tutalina kuba nga ate tubuusa maiso ekitundu kyaife kyakubiri ekyakanomero kano boni bwe tubaire nga tulijja mu kuwumula ngobye nti tulikwenda tulingirire ku bintu bino waamanga ng'otoireku ebifo ebirambuulwa ndina ebintu omuntu byeyandyenza okulambula nga muna Uganda but isage ni sira tusooke tulize ku muna Uganda bintu kyo muna Uganda byali baire ngaalambula
neyanziza Philip Omunauganda yalibeera asooka yategeera ensi ye asooka okujja ogirambula ensi ye n'eriwa Uganda eri ku miles meka Uganda erina districts meka mu districts bintu ki byentaidi byensobola okola ki okujja nimbona Abannayuganda nsobola okubasaba bajje babone ku bisolo ebiri mu parks edera basobola okujja bavuga ku lyato tugeze nga River Nile or the Nile it's navigable basobola taking eryato Abannayuganda basobola ojja babona ku gorillas ku chimpanzees basobola ojja babona ku bintu ebyendawulo ebiri mu Uganda ebirambulibwa basobola ojja kati waliwo ebifo nga wano mu Kampala wano wansi ewemwe the culture center Ndere center tibaidi machina gandi abantu bakina batya because tulina tuba mu masomero gaife twakula and you don't know the way of life and the culture of other people so nze ndowooza Abannayuganda bali basobola okwetanira the way of life by'Abannayuganda bayiwa abandi abakala moja lwaki bambala batamu ebinere mu nkoto lwaki dimanya tazibadi ebintu oti nebyo ate ndikwenda okuba Omunauganda nti bw'ojja ku trip oba ng'ojjire ku safari jana katabo jana isimu kuba kubifaanana recording abuuza ku bibuuzo mu bifo ebyo mulimu bekyetweta ba guides oba twena tusobola okufunira guide nga driver nga safari driver guide tumweta yakwinonola Uganda ne kati tutuse mu kifo ki okuva wano paka Masaka waliwo kilomita imeka lwaki equator eryawo kitegeeza ki Bannayuganda bangi tibabanga kuna ku equator tibaidi na equator lwaki eri mu Uganda
yo guide ni wano ku kifo kine ekyandere wano wansi can you believe nti mu Kampala osobola okunina wa border wa mukoboti ndijja ku Ndere center ayinga taidi Ndere waweri ayinga oyinza n'okwagana nga this person is a born of Kampala.
That is true. Why? Nzaye ndowooza ndijja attributing ku mindset Philip nti it's not that Abannayuganda tibenda but n'okukyusibwa kwabwe mu ngeri gye balowooza mu iwanga lyetwe kikubairewo bajja attributing ku bwabwe balowooza nti okujja okulambula omuntu alina oba amaze okola esente eningi ino yes bwe kiri kuba wetaaga budget but also love yensi I hear the president talks so much about patriotism. I think patriotism should be linked to tourism as well, knowing the country, because if you're patriotic then you can tell the world about Uganda,
But what will you tell Ngatojidi?
You cannot.
But still, Bonnie, this is something that we've been talking about. How many people are in the know of different tourist places and tourist items? How often do we come out and give this information of ebifo ebyendawulo ebintu ebirambulwa what it takes to go and tour those different places? So many Ugandans, remember, we have what we call persuasive buying. Abannayuganda abasinga, they are already ignorant about this. In fact, most of us Ugandans tituidi until we have tourist places in Uganda.
Yeah. Of course, Philip, Minister of Tourism through Uganda Tourism Board. Uganda Tourism Board nevunaanizibwa ku marketinga Uganda okobera Abannayuganda nti eri ekifo bakyeta Pianupe nti osobola ojja capture through the east wajja ku Pianupe era osobola okusangayo bino osobola osangayo bino osobola osangayo bino osobola ojja ku CP Falls kati ikyana kwino nti ate the big extent ngaife batu operators likana Safaris Uganda nejotamu amani okumarketinga destination edinde era we market Pianupe because we want to sell Chidepo era Chidepo netuyamba okutseringa CP Falls Pianupe Mountain Elgon oli kitegeera bwoba oli jabite yotyo nti era one of the best safari de tutunda diba around 12 days tutandikira Murchison Ziwa through Murchison through Ziwa Rhino Sanctuary twaja Chivale National Park for the chimpanzees twaja Fort Portal probably maybe for the Crater Lakes maybe Amabere Ganyina Muiru twaja Kasese we choose to first go to the Rwenzori Mountains oba twaja twasoka twakola game drive Queen waja wa Chambura Gorge wabo nayo the chimpanzee waja Mwishasha wabo na lions wabite yocho waja paka Bwindi okubona
binoli kubinonola Philip omuntu ali ena musisi how will he come to know these places when you guys are not promoting?
Of course we need to localize the way we market Uganda. Tulina okwidda ku local medias mainstream media nga Baba TV twakobera abantu nti hey tulina packages dino era mwe mbamwe ndo okulambula tulinayo ebintu bino ni bino osobola okuba ne sente diti walambula ekifo diti munaku diti kindizaayo ku kyobero olikumbuza when we were off the show Uganda balina okitegeera nti Uganda Wildlife Authority UWA nevunaanyizibwa kugereka ebisale twena bye tusinziira ku obasaba sente edde okujaayo because it's mandatory tidange era dine sente ndisasula mu Uganda Wildlife Authority actually ndisasula mu URA because now we pay on mobile money and directly it goes to URA. Omuna Uganda wena ali eyo okukyalira ekifo kyonna park entrance okuyingira mu kifo ekiringa park okuyingirawa mitwalo 2 na kitundu.
Omuna Uganda
Murchison Falls National Park. Omuna Uganda per entry. Entry kitegeza 24 hours. Bwingira lero Murchison Falls osubira kugivaamu this time. Ngoka aliko 2 kitundu. Meaning osobola oba mu Murchison Falls wakola ebintu ebindi. That's only park entrance. Ndikwenda okutereza mawo waye bwingira park osobola okola other activities that do sasula for example nga Murchison Falls okuvisitinga top of the falls omuna Uganda asasula ya kasente bwaja ku boat okola boat eriyo ya mato gawa eriyo bakwano bangaba world frontiers abanji katigeza ku Murchison Falls woje edinda aba adrift baliyo era bona batamu okutegeza abantu but era waliwo emiwendo okukyuka kati Uganda Wildlife Authority eteekateeka emiwendo ng'ebite eriyo kitweta East African tulina rates daba East Africa kitegeeza n'omuna Uganda okay tulina rates daba na Uganda tulina rates da East Africa katugeeza omuntu avire Kenya, South Sudan, Rwanda, Tanzania, Burundi twaba ni rates da foreign residency nti muzungu obati muna Uganda obati wa mu East Africa kuba foreign non-resident kitegeeza eri yense diri mu Africa ngati diri mu East Africa asasula sente dandawulo twaba ni kyetweta foreign non-residents muzungu obati muna Uganda ngatava mu East Africa ayatenga taba mutasula mu
abandi mututwalira walala omwalisaba sente n'endala
no kati Philip
do you serve me this kind of package or package before you take me on
network exactly kati to marketing amungeri yandawulo abantu batutukirira maybe akalangu kabise ku Baba TV oba ku Instagram ad oba ku Facebook oba ku Twitter oba ku website akola chebeta inquiry bwakola inquiry tulina ba travel experts nga mulikana safaris abamukubira omango isimu oba ni bantandika okwogeragaza naye nti ali kwenda kutegeera product daife twamudimuwa era twamukobera ni product price range twamukolera kitweta itinerary luba lugendo nga bwajo okola ki bwajo tambula ajasulawa twamugerekera n'emiwendo egindi gyasobola era tumuwa egisinga buwanvu emitonotono n'egisembayo so that yasalawo mule okubona wabaje it's not that into jamu wa product nga taidi katwa mu designing itinerary nga buli lunaku tulwogereire era tulinonoire bwali gyokutambula bwali gyokulya bwali gyokusula activities kidali
lwaki nze bwembanga ndikwenda okujja mu Murchison Falls ngaye abantu abandi boli kujja nabo tebalijja kuvayo munaku n'endala ninze what do you do for me
kitegeeza iwe tujja kubukinga mu shorter days kati Philip echo tusobola kutwala ku group tour nga iwe oli kwenda kujja
ena kumukaga ngeri yabena ku 8
ayate group tour yana ku 12 kijaba kiri very costly to us okwiza
muntamu akokulya
oli kitegeeza
mwantambuza naira
so kati tubikola nga ife for example likana safaris however those are some of the innovations maybe mu customer experience mu pricing omuntu dasobola okola ki okuida nado nikire kyo izizayo kali abana bwamba tosobola kutambula ekyo kyetweta solo traveler ng'ojja tambula wenka eriyo family trip oba family safari ng'ojja tambula ni family yo waba ni group toina kumana nani you know so long as this a group pack ayeri era abaidanga beidi nga bajja tambula muki mu group so me I would advise Uganda zabali kwenda okutambula if you can't afford okutambula nga
an individual
talk to us we can arrange group tour trips twategera nti abantu 12 kijja tuyamba kuba amafuta gabana amalala ago kuba agatwala omuntu omulala n'abantu 12 n'emotoka probably twidako esa maybe a drone government yatwikiriza okola okwesa drone oba land cruiser ne demotoka detukozesa mu tourism twategera nti bwe tuba tulijja kwesa drone twetaaga drone ibiri okutwambuza abantu 12 n'ababiri because emotoka ya drone erina maximum capacity y'abalambuzi up to 7 people kuba mulina otyama comfortably mulina otaamu emigugu gyaimwe timulina kunigirizibwa era that's why obubende mu tourism tubuzira ino twoidi lwaki ife tituvuga ku wasi kuba tusimbula mu time bwe tujja ntuba tulijja Murchison Falls National Park group etusimbula ku Baba TV at 6 o'clock driver I know over 30 minutes to 6 twavuga mpola tuvuga we have actually regulations wuwa etukoba bwanvu kibwe tulina okuvuga era tujjanga tulina ni breaks twayemereramu olino checking emotoka olino obuza kuba client bo bali bulungi bali kwenda ki abali kwenda amadi stuff like that chobobona you don't have actually so much reports wano amawulire gemukola nti emotoka y'abalambuzi yagwire much as the road carnage ningi why tulina guiding principles abana balina ba driver guides ngai waife tulina refresher training courses de tukola ni updates no kubakobera what they have to do on a safari
bone twabaye twakasoma embalirira y'omwaka 2023-2024 what does it have for tourism? You suppose it's going to favor? Is it favoring tourism? Is it lagging it behind? What is it doing?
One, government, Mwebale, thank you so much. I saw my mentor, Mr. Ramadan Gobi, preparing the budget, and then the minister reading it.
Is he also in tourism?
Through the president. No, now take it Iwanga.
Your mentor, you're in the field of tourism.
Of course, yenkolera awandi, yanamba kuino kubona nti nsumuso mulimo gwenkola. Yakoze bulungi noteekateeka aye nga tourism tukayenda I'm happy but tuweereye sente around 247 billion Uganda shillings ku 52 trillions aye omuna Uganda ino
okutegeera. Is this money enough to promote and maybe encourage Ugandans mostly?
Sente de batuweere mu tourism 247 billion Uganda shillings tida promoting tourism.
That
sente edo diri ku statutory commitments okusasula abakozi ba game rangers abakola mu Uganda Wildlife Authority abakola mu Uganda Tourism Board n'abakola mu regulative sectors eda tourism kat part of it kuliku chetweta wage bill era omuntu adawude tourism bajiweire obuwumbi 247 babongeire sente but what is actually for tourism? By the way, what is the input of tourism?
Chemba indijo okukubuza
chiche twenda okuta mu tourism. We need just to market Uganda as the best tour destination in the whole world. Eri ebitongole nga baganda baimwe aba CNN Travel bava ranking as the top best tour destinations in 2023. What does that mean? Kitegeeza nti ensi nayo netutegeire. This is what we want. Twenda obulango nga bwogera ku tourism segment ku Baba TV almost the whole month.
And who is going to do this?
Uganda Tourism Board. We want the whole mainstream media ebenge ebunibwa what is byoli kunkoba. Owena musisa ategeere wakalango kano kakobachi eri ogundi Hot Springs Empire undi bujo nino okujandibone
Mountain Mawembe eri wife.
Mountain Mawembe eri
wife. Have you ever gotten people
kaguru ndikwenda atwala abantu kaguru wife kamuli. But how can they know as well if you don't market? So send them out where mu tourism. Of course dija diva mu Iwanga, mu Igwanika lya Iwanga, but internal. Why? Just compare it with the rest of the people that we compete with, especially countries like Rwanda, where they are positioning themselves as the best destination as well. TD, or Chidi, they invest $50 million to market.
Why Rwanda Uganda teri chikola?
Anti ndi kukobera. By the way, so utulijako is around 27 billion only to market out of the 249. We are going to use 27 billion Uganda shillings to market Uganda. You can't compete with Kenya. Kenya is investing $45 million to market Kenya, not to pay workers in Kenya Tourism Board or what, but to market.
Nani gwe tulino blaming?
Tulino blaming about policy makers. Tourism is the only game changer in recovery from COVID-19 and from the shocks. Do you know why?
Yes.
Invest in tourism. Omuntu ajja kuidamale 21 days is eating eggs, eating a pineapple. You have the check-ins at the airport. So if Uganda government also just opens the Uganda for tourism, so we get so many arrivals at the airport. Buli muzungu gwobona alandinga abita mu airport. Visa about $50 for government. Air tickets about sort of 50 for parking fee, security, landing fee, and stuff like that. $50. Meaning, if we just add another 1 million arrivals coming to Uganda, government alone will make how many billions? Uganda will actually make almost $1 million just on that. You know. So what am I trying to say? If you want to promote coffee and export it and get a budget for it, unprocessed coffee, you are marketing milk, you are marketing all other products that you're sending outside, because you're saying you're not a growing economy because you don't have much dollars here. So you need to sell most of your products.
Are the policymakers aware that Uganda is a country endowed with these places of tourism?
They are very aware, because one of them...
Are they the hypocrites?
I don't want to say they are the hypocrites, but I mean they are not minding what they are supposed to do. Let me tell you, I can do a comparison. If you want to compete, by the way, people, I don't want to talk about other countries because that way I'd be like promoting them. We need to make Uganda very cheaper for tourists even to come here. We need to tell people of the world, maybe in the East Africa, maybe in the Arab world, that we have Uganda Airlines that can bring you to Uganda for less than maybe $200 on a return ticket or a round trip ticket. We need to tell them that you come here and you'll see gorillas, you'll see this, you'll get the best thing. That's what we want. We want mainstream media to talk about this thing. So, but Philip, that's not going to be done just like that. I'm so happy with, of course, my brother Audrey Ruabogo. He's so much promoting the export
industry, export
strategy for Uganda. Let's bring in things that bring in money. And one of them, like actually Uganda last performed very well in tourism in 1970s.
And then what happened?
The rest of the years we are just jokers. Let me tell you, and statistics don't lie. Let me tell you, Phil. So we need arrivals, and these guys spend almost more than 10 days. What does that mean, Philip? Chitegeza anti wanai that I just sent kudi walikana safari zo Baba TV. Pampa attendant ajafuna sente. Owenana sajafuna. They eat eggs, they eat Rolex, they eat they sleep by Yamatoke and what. So you will see that they are what we call backward and forward linkages in the economy, and they bring the dollar stock. At the end of the day, we need to see if we dedicate, I would give, if I was the PS and also Minister of Finance, I would give to tourism 2 trillion on the budget. 2 trillion for this, and actually 1 trillion just to market Uganda, just to go out there, also domestically here. Like you say, many Ugandans don't know.
Is there a possibility nkwize waneno ngekikulese kyakubanga ate okubira aba Ministry of Tourism omulanga bongeze sente debali kuta marketing Uganda, because it's one of the places omuntu they alienze okubaamu. Amidst that ngoka alikwira mu ekyo
yes,
tulina ebintu ebirijja mu maiso nga tutoire ku kyoyogeire ku wanene ekya community journalism ebyabaire kasese ngotoire ku ebirijja mu maiso embere diri kukyukakyuka. Tulina so many challenges oba ebisomooza mu mulimu gwa tourism. What are some of the challenges you're facing?
One of the biggest challenge in tourism actually is infrastructure. You always see Olija fueling a motor car and you'll not reach the destination at that time, because Amakubo, where these destinations are, Mabi, Timalunji. Me, I would implore our government also to work on it, because it makes the cost of doing the job very high. That is one. Two, bad marketing about Uganda. Yeah, so you be there and the whole month you don't have any inquiry. Why? Because someone has cancelled the trip. We refund money to the clients. Why? Because they have heard about the signing of the bills and stuff like that, the Kasese incidents and stuff like that. But why? It's because people are not well communicating. It's true. By the way, like for example of the bill which was passed, which you know, there are other 33 countries in Africa with the same bills, which are also tourism destinations. But communication, and also these tourists, they go to that. So Nze Chendo was anti, like Ebibasoomoza ebindi, sometimes Ojafuna Abageni, and probably like in this season, all the safari lodges are booked out, so we don't have even enough infrastructure. I call government for private-public partnerships so that we to be fingerprint into nibino kijja kutuyamba ino
ngena kwedda omwezi 2 omwezi ogw'omusanvu tulina ekitunda kya Baba FM ne Baba Radio era nga wano we tulidde okusabira banaife abali mu byobulambuzi musobola okuleeta abantu okuva mu bitundu ebyendawulo bayidde babone engeri Baba Media Group gyetegekamu ekitunda as one of the tourist places.
Actually, tweyanziza omukisa ogwo. Of course, abavubuka abali eyo, and also those ones who have never been in Jinja. I think it will be in Jinja.
Bugembe, yes.
You visit Jinja. Actually, it's we call it the adventure city. You know, you actually go kaina kuja mu Kituda. You can go and do the boat cruise on the Nile. You take the rafting. Then oje mu Kituda. Era nkubiriza oje mu Kituda obone how Jinja is positioned also to promote tourism. Wamuni Baba TV. Ebintu oti nebyo kijja kuongera oti oidi eri abantu abali mu Kampala nga tubajanga kuidinda. So for me, as an operator, I can even tell my clients that, hey, have you ever been in a local concert in Uganda? So if you're coming on second or between that time, we shall also book you and go and see how Ugandans dance in a concert. How is it organized? But that's what we want. So, and that's what we have to do. So doing that, actually, if we even partner, maybe get an opportunity like this, we can tell more people about what we can do for you. Yeah. What do you point Jembe and you get up, for example? Ngamaliriza. We need a supplementary budget for tourism marketing in the next if there is any supplementary, which is going to be done. You know what is a supplementary budget? It's a budget that is needed for something unavoidable and inevitable. If you want to recover it, if you want to increase your export revenue in this country, let's pass a 1.2 trillion supplementary and give it to Uganda Tourism Board purposely to market Uganda as a destination. We need to tell the rest of the world that we have the best gorillas that you can see in the whole world. You can see do you know we have snow in Uganda? When you take Mountain Rwenzori and you hike, we need to tell people that you can see the lions that climb trees in the country. We need to tell people that you can eat the best pineapple, the best eggs. You can see the diversity of cultures in Uganda up to 54. We need to tell people that you can come to Uganda and see almost 1,250 bird species just on a single itinerary in Uganda. And also to come to Uganda and see how hospitable we are as a country. Me, that's what I have to tell the government. Amaina Nairobozi ninze Bone Kagaba ngera mvire mu kitongole kya Likana Safaris Uganda ndio muku kubachikulira mwebale ino kutubona Baba TV ne yanzo mukisagwe mutuwaire. Thank you so much. Government of Uganda, thank you so much. We need to improve how we perform in terms of communicating Uganda, positioning Uganda, and also telling people about Uganda, good things. The president likes so much to tell the country about how we are a good investment destination. At the same time also, we can be the best tourism destination as well. Visit Uganda, travel with Likana Safaris. Thank you for the opportunity.
Now, oyo ni Boni Kagaba. Olunaku olwaleero tubaye tuli mu kanomero kaife akakatale. Mu programu ganga mukatulina ebintu ebyendawulo bye tulinga ku kanomero kano. Twenze kudnokolayo ebigema ku byobulambuuzi. Iwe oli kwenda kujja ku byakulambula nga toyidi kikyene ekiri mu katale kyolina okujja okulambula. Toyidi before ki byolina okujja mu sente imekade wandyenze okuba nadongo olijja okulambula n'ebintu ebiringa oti bino. Omukulu ajire mu maiso okuba nga ate abitumenera mu akaire kano. Philip bamuteze ndijja kuba nga ate mbasi bulambako webukobenti. Munaife Simon Muyanga Lutaya ali kuida with inside out enongeba okuva buli lunaku lwakutaano era nga sawe no kambe nga mberekereza nko webukobenti saife kyabazinga wabusoga lata funvuwa ebyanda.
Thank you.